First of all, thank you very much for the invitation tonight, because I think this is a really important initiative, and it does fit in very well with what we are trying to do, which is to bring theatre into Dumfries at a much higher level than we have at the moment. We had a very, very successful morning on Friday, where we have over 100 people turn up to tell us what they thought about theatre in Dumfries and how it should be developed. And once, I'm not saying at this stage that this should be part of the people's project, it definitely is a project that a lot of people want to support. So I'd just like to wish the People's Project all the best and say that we're behind you 100%. Unfortunately, I have to get off very shortly, but again, thank you for the invitation.
Just talking about things that you can do, that you can afford to do, if you look at the 2004 strategy for Dumfries, one of the points in it said that town centre should be an excellent choice for, and it says, quote, quality of retail, business and residential properties and public open spaces. So my question is, probably to the council plans, if there are anyone here from that department, why is it 4 years later we're still approving residential schemes at default for 200 houses? On Wednesday we're likely to get a supermarket approved on the Lockerbie Road. So why should the policy should be that we're trying to approve these types of schemes in the town centre? Because unless we do that, the easy option is just to develop out of town, it's cheaper, so that's just going to continue. So why, when we had a strategy document in 2004, the planning policy still geared towards edge of town, greenbelt development?
But I think you probably answered the point yourself, because it's less expensive. There was somebody earlier on mentioned about replacing the Venel, having to put in a lift, etc. And these are the kind of problems that you're going to have with properties upstairs in the high street or on the Venel. Therefore, it's a lot cheaper and easier for housing complexes to construct in the edge of town. So you have answered your own point.
Just to take up a point made by Mother Service and also by the gentleman from Lorburn, I was at a conference here in this very room about 4 years ago, would it be? Town centre planning and so on. And one of the things mentioned was getting people back into the town, to live in the town. Now it's always occurred to me as I walk down the high street, how many of the properties in the first and second floors above shops are actually used. How is it possible to get people back living in these properties? I know there's difficulties with the shops underneath because of access and so on, but there must be some way, that surely would be a way of getting people to live back in the town and make Dumfries alive again.
Cinema, tenpin bowling, swimming pool, sports hall. Now, when we started the consultants' talk on what we're going to do for over the road here, those were the things that came up. We put forward the design for Shakespeare Street car park, which involved cinema, shops and tenpin bowling along with the sports centre. When it came to the fact there's nobody willing to actually buy into that, the shops weren't there, and the tenpin bowling and the cinema didn't want to know at that stage. I believe there is somebody who is looking to come into Dumfries to do cinema, so we'll keep our fingers crossed for that one.
Nobody's telling me about next year, 2009, being the year of homecoming. Now, what's Dumfries got? Bruce, Barry and Burns, the starters, and yet there's not been anything from initiatives from the floor to say, well, what can we do to maximise this little window of 2009 to try and get people into Dumfries? If you want to grasp the initiative, next year, something for next year has got to happen, or otherwise in 2010 we will sit here saying we've missed the boat again.
From Lorburn was saying about the homecoming. So what about perhaps the roundabout as you come in at Little Chef? What about, say, a Robert Burns figure with the wee moose and the daisy and whatever else? That might be a possibility. Something really stunning there. The other one is as you come in from the west, from Ireland, there could be something there as well. They could be sponsored by, for example, that one might be sponsored by Dubon Tejin. I do know that Jim Ireland from the Lorgan Centre would be more than happy to sponsor one of these roundabouts as well.